Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch Advanced. The 1980 final week is on the air. Today's date is October 2nd, 1980. We are at Arlington Stadium for a huge American League West matchup between the Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers. There are only 4 days left in the regular season. Let's take a look and see how the standings show up on today's date. In the American League East, the New York Yankees have won that division. Baltimore has clinched second. Detroit is in third. The Tigers still have a chance to move up to the 4 seed. In the American League West, the Kansas City Royals, their magic number is 3 to clinch the number 1 seed in the American League. The Texas Rangers, their magic number is 1. A win tonight over the Twins, the Rangers are in. The Oakland Athletics did clinch a playoff berth, even though they are still a half game back of the Rangers due to percentage points. But the Athletics, with their victory yesterday, they are in the postseason. Minnesota's only hope, they have to win out. Texas has to lose out because Minnesota does have the tiebreaker on the board. Minnesota is 5-1 on the board in the regular season. The Rangers are 2-4. The only way Minnesota can get in, they have to win every game, and the Rangers have to lose every game. Today's game was the first game of a doubleheader. In the National League East, the Philadelphia Phillies have won that division. Montreal is in second place. They are in. The Rangers are still alive to get the 3rd seed. The Houston Astros, they have clinched home field throughout. The Houston Astros, the World Series, the road to the World Series will go through the Astrodome. The Atlanta Braves, their magic number is 3 to clinch the 3 seed in the National League. The Cincinnati Reds, they have gone 21-8 in the last 29 games. Their magic number is 1. The Reds do not play tonight. The Dodgers do. A Dodger loss, the Reds are in the postseason. That is what's at stake tonight in this game on the board and the 10-minute ticker. Brian B., Cutter Historical, Clee Baseball fan, Jeremy Brooks, Art Shackle, and Ernest Cruz are first to join us here at Arlington Stadium. The Twins historically won this game 6-3. They had 13 hits and no errors. The Rangers had 9 hits and an error. But we'll see what happens tonight as these two teams will go head-to-head. The Twins do have a bit of a hodgepodge lineup. They have main starters on the board. Remember, for spoiler games, because it pretty much was a spoiler game historically, in the 7th inning, if I feel bringing in the starter will make a difference, I will bring in one of the men with the most at bats at that certain position. So the Twins must win. Rangers win, and they're in. It's all there is. They control their own destiny. What will happen tonight? Let's get things going. Starting pitcher for the Texas Rangers tonight is John Matlack. I'm pretty sure everyone will say Matlack was a pretty darn good pitcher. 10 wins, 10 losses, save a 3.68 ERA in 80. We are at Arlington Stadium. This is a pitcher's park. -1 to strikeouts, -1 to walks. There is a chance to rob home runs at all the walls. So, the Twins, very simple. Got to win. Must win out. The Rangers win tonight. The Rangers have 4 days to win 1 game. That's all they got to do. And tonight was a doubleheader. So this is the first game of that doubleheader. So the Rangers could win. The Twins could win this night. But if they lose the second game of the doubleheader, they are still out. So everyone is set and ready to go. Philip Cruz joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Let's get things going. Let's go to the top of the first. Leading off for the Twins, left fielder Gary Ward. He only played in 13 games for the Twins, but he did pretty well in those 13 games. A 4.63 average, 1 homer, and 10 RBIs in 80. We're going to use red, white, and blue dice. Rangers are the home team. Fans, not an empty seat anywhere here in Arlington Stadium. A Ranger win and they're in. Remember, the Rangers did play the Astros in my 1999 season, which was the season before this one. Rangers would like another crack at the World Series. They did lose to the Astros in 99. Can the Rangers get back to the series here in 1980? Well, only the dice will know. Let's get to it. Matlack, 2-8, strikeout, 16, and that will be too high. Ward, 4-7, and he'll lead off with a base hit to left field. With that kind of card, he should be getting hits. Single for Ward. And the batter will be the third baseman, John Castino. 302 average, 13 homers, 64 RBIs that year. Ward on at first. He didn't have any steals, and he will stay put. Matlack, 4-7. That's a blank. Castino, 6-2. That's a fly ball to right. Getting over there is Richie Zisk, and he'll put it away for the out. Here's the center fielder, Kenny Landreau, 281 average, 7 homers, 62 RBIs in 80. Strategy roll for Ward, and he'll stay put. Matlack will deal. Matlack, 7-7, range play at the park. Arlington, 2-5. That's a base hit right past the pitcher. Matlack's range is a 2, and he won't get it. It'll be a single. That'll go right past the pitcher into the outfield. Ward's got very good speed. He will make third. So Matlack will make third on a single past the pitcher, as Matlack had no chance to get that. So runners at the corners with 1 out. And here's the shortstop, Roy Smalley, 278 average, 12 homers, 63 RBIs that year. Infield's going to play corners in. Smalley does hit into double plays. Strategy roll. That is a 4. Landreau will stay where he is. Matlack, 3-7 against the switch right. It's a blank. Smalley, 4-3, and against the lefty. That's a ground ball. That's a grounder to second base. That is a 17. That's going to be a 4-6-3 double play, and that'll retire the side. That's a 17. Matlack adds 2, which is +2 is a 19. Second base is a 20. And Smalley's a 10+. I really don't have to do the calculations there. And the Twins and Matlack gets out of it. No runs, 2 hits for the Twins, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. One thing about the double play, about checking for double plays, really all you have to know is just remember, all you got to do is just remember where the ball was hit to, and you're pretty good. Joe Rocchino joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Starting pitcher for the Minnesota Twins tonight is Geoff Zahn. And I remember Zahn to be a pretty decent pitcher. 14 wins, 18 losses, a 4.41 ERA, though. And he gets the call tonight for the Twins. Leading off for the Rangers, the designated hitter, Mick the Quick, Mickey Rivers. I put him on the Hall of Very Good. 333 average, 7 homers, 60 RBIs in 80. Zahn will go ahead and he will pitch as Doug Hunt joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Zahn, 7-7 against the lefty. Strikeout, no. Rivers, 1-5, and that'll be a grounder to first base. And Ron Jackson will make the play and take it to the bag himself. Here's the second baseman, Bump Wills, 263 average, 5 homers, 58 RBIs in 80. Zahn will deal. Zahn, 4-4, strikeout 12. That'll be too high. Wills, 8-2. It's a grounder to first. Once again, another play for Ron Jackson. He says, I'll do it again. To the bag, 2 down. And now here's the left fielder, Al Oliver. Some people think he belongs in the Hall of Fame. You can make an argument. 319 average, 19 homers, 117 RBIs in 80. That was a pretty darn good year. Zahn will pitch. 3-4. That's a blank. Oliver, 2-3. Another ground ball to first. The rest of the Twins are saying, hey, can we have a try? Again, that'll be handled by Ron Jackson. He'll take it to the bag himself. and retire the side. Ron Jackson makes all 3 putouts. And the Twins are looking at him. Hey, we want to play. 3 up, 3 down. No score after 1. On to the second. Leading off for the Twins, their designated hitter, Jose Morales. 303 average, 8 homers, 36 RBIs in 80. Matlack will deal. Matlack, 2-1, walk, 7, and that'll just miss. Morales, 4-2, base hit into right field. Morales will hold it first. That'll be a single for him. And now the catcher, Butch Weiniger. I always felt Weiniger had a very solid career. 255 average, 5 homers, 57 RBIs in 80. Infield a double play. Morales not a threat to do anything, and he won't. Weiniger, however, gets the hit and run call. He does strike out a little bit against lefties, and it's early. I'm going to say no. Matlack, 4-2, strikeout, 16 will be too high. Weiniger, 7-3, and that's going to be a ground ball to third. That's a 19, and +2 will be a 21. You can only haul as high as 20, and that's going to be a 5-4-3 double play, 2 outs. Second double play the Twins have hit into in this game early on, as Matlack gets the twin killing. And now here's the second baseman, Pete McCannon, 266 average, 4 homers, 35 RBIs. I sometimes wonder if it's McCannon or Mackinnon. Somebody may have to is it Mackinnon or McCannon. Matlack will deal. Matlack, 2-5, strikeout, 9. That will miss. McCannon, 1-7. That'll be a grounder to short. And that'll be taken care of by Bud Harrelson. And he'll throw it over to first to retire the side. No runs in a hit for the Twins. We go to the bottom of the second. Role of John Matlack will be played by Andy Griffin or Kathy Bates. XSG2 joins us here at Arlington Stadium. McCannon, thank you very much. Next, leading off for the Rangers, third baseman, Buddy Bell. Definitely Hall of Very Good. Some people say Hall of Fame. I'm a little on the fence about that, but I have no problem saying Buddy Bell was a heck of a player. 329 average, 17 homers, 83 RBIs in 80. Zahn with the deal. 6-6. Possible home run against the lefty. Bell is an 11. -3 makes it an 8. And that's a 4. And that ball is gone. Kaboom! That ball is high. That ball is deep. And that ball is gone. Home run, Buddy Bell. Stadium cheers. Yay! Solo bomb by Bell. As he rings the bell, it's 1-0 Rangers. As Geoff Zahn goes ahead and pitches him a meatball, and Bell turns that into lasagna. That'll bring up the right fielder, Richie Zistfully clean. 290 average, 19 homers, 77 RBIs. And, of course, I said that because Ben Witz didn't like how that worked. Zahn will deal. Zahn, 7-8 against a righty. It's a blank. Zisk, 8-4. And against the lefty, it's grounded to short. And Roy Smalley will get that and toss it over. 1 down. That'll bring up the first baseman, John Ellis. A 236 average, a homer, 23 RBIs that year. Zahn, a 4-4 strikeout. Got him. You'll get Ellis. That'll be the first strikeout for Zahn. He had 96 of them in 80. 2 down. And now here's the catcher, Dave Roberts. He's catching tonight. Played a lot of positions in 80. 238 average, 10 homers, 30 RBIs in 80. Zahn will go ahead and deal. Zahn, 7-2. Pickoff. Nope, we go to the park. Arlington, 6-6. It's a fly ball to center. And Kenny Landreau, he will grab that one and make the catch. Retire the side. 1 run on 1 hit. A solo bomb by Buddy Bell. 1-0 Rangers after 2. We go to the third. Leading off for the Twin Cities will be the first baseman, Ron Jackson. 265 average, 5 homers, 42 RBIs that year. Matlack, 5-1 error on a booted ball. Jackson, 2-5, and that's a double. Jackson hits one into center field. Center fielder for the Rangers is Billy Sample. His error rating is a 20. That's going to be an error. So Jackson will automatically make third. Does he score? Is the question. Does he score? So the red die has to be a 4. Has to be a 4 or less. And Sample's arm rating is a 4. So both dice have to be under a 4 for him to score. Nope. Jackson will hold the third base. A roll of 88, he would have been out at the plate. So the red die is higher than the base running rating. So Jackson, he does get third. And that's going to be a double and an error. That's an E8 on Billy Sample. First error on the Rangers. They did have an error in the game historically. So the tying run is at third base. So runner on third. And here's the right fielder, Bumbo Rivera. Great baseball name. 221 average, 3 homers, 10 RBIs, and 80. Infield is going to be in. Jackson on at third. Strategy roll. He will stay. Matlack, 8-8. That's an automatic out, and that is going to be a ground ball to third. That's a ground ball to third. The infield is in. I had to use the D20. I'll roll it again. So it's a ground ball to third. Jackson has no adjustment, and that is going to be a 1, and he's holding. Ground ball to third. That is picked up. That'll be picked up by Bell. He looks Jackson back, throws to first to get the out, 1 down. So the infield in works to keep Jackson there at third base, and now there's 1 down, and the next batter is Ward. Ward got a single his first time up. Infield still playing in. Rangers lead 1-0, top of the third. Strategy roll again, and that's a 12. Nothing happening. Matlack will deal. Matlack, 7-8, strikeout 18. That will be too high. Ward, 3-4, and against the lefty, that's a double, and the Twins tie it up. Ward will go ahead and hit a double into left field, and we're tied at 1. So an RBI double for Gary Ward, and that'll bring in Jackson. And now we're tied at 1 here on the top of the third. And the batter now is Castino. He's 0 for 1. Infield is back. 1-1 tie. Rangers win, they're in. Very simple. Twins got to win out the rest of the year. Strategy roll for Ward. He will stay put. Matlack, 5-2. Wild pitch. That's a 7, and yes, it will be a wild pitch. Ward will move to third on a wild one. First wild pitch from Matlack. We'll re-roll the strat, even though I know we're not supposed to, but anytime the bases change, that's my house rule. So Ward will go to third, and Matlack will go ahead and strategy roll it again, and nothing happening. Matlack, 4-4. Range play 13, yes. And the infield, by the way, was in after that. Castino, 5-2. And it's a ground ball back to Matlack. His range is a 2, and he won't get it. Base hit. Ward will come in. He'll score. And Castino holds it first, and the Twins take a 2-1 lead. Stadium groans. RBI single by Castino as Matlack couldn't get it. Right up the middle it goes. The next batter is Landro. Landro got a single his first time up. Infield set for double play. Twins now have a 2-1 lead. Strategy roll for Castino. He is staying where he is. Matlack, 5-3 against the lefty. Strikeout. That just missed. Landro, 5-6. It's a fly ball to center field. And Billy Sample, he will corral that one, and that is out number 2. Next batter is Smalley. Smalley is 0 for 1. Strategy roll for Castino. He stays put. Matlack will deal. Matlack, 5-8, strikeout 8, and wow, that just missed. Smalley gets help from the ballpark. Smalley, 3-2, and that's going to be a base hit to center field. There are no runners in scoring position. Will Castino get to third? And a 2-4, and he will, 2-4, he will get there. A 2-4, Castino has speed with 2 outs, and he will get to third. So Smalley keeps the inning going. On a base hit for him, it'll bring up Morales. Morales got a single his first time up, 1-for-1. 2 outs, top of the third. Twins have 2 runs in this game. Strategy, nothing happening. Morales gets the hit and run, but you don't do that with 2 outs. Matlack, 5-7, pickoff, 7, and pickoff to first. Yes, he got him. Picked him off. Side retired. Matlack, a 1-10, a pickoff to first. That is a 7. Smalley not paying attention. He is out. And the inning is over. 2 runs on 4 hits. 1 error. And Roy Smalley is picked and a pickoff. And that it could be huge. And we go to the bottom of the third. Smalley asleep at the bag. See, Matlack can pitch to 29. And Zahn can pitch to 28. We go to the bottom of the third inning. And leading off for the Rangers will be the center fielder, Billy Sample. 260 average, 4 homers, 19 RBIs. Center field actually was his worst position in 1980. Remember, they're not in the Metrodome yet, Ben Witz. They're still at Metropolitan Stadium in 1980. Yep, that's right. Not for a couple of years yet. So they're having a watch party in the barns. All the Twins fans are watching this game on their cell phones and their high-definition Oh, yeah, that's right. This is 1980. Zahn, 8-5. And against a righty, that will be a blank. Sample, 2-5. Ground out to short. Taken care of by Smalley. And Smalley tosses it over for 1 out. Here's the shortstop, Bud Harrelson. May he rest in peace. 272 average, a homer, 9 RBIs in about half the games he played for the Rangers in 80. Zahn, 3-4. It's blank. Harrelson, 2-4. And that'll be an infield single to short. Charging is Smalley. He won't have a play. Harrelson is safe. Tying run on first. It'll bring up Mick the Quick. He's 0-for-1. Infield at double play depth. Yeah, they're playing at the Mall of America. Exactly. Strategy roll for Harrison. He is staying where he is. Zahn, 8-1, blank. Rivers, 6-1. Fly ball to left. Gary Ward will get to that. He'll make his first put out of the game. 2 down. And now the batter is Wills. Wills is 0-for-1. 2 men out. Harrelson staying put. Zahn, 4-3. Strikeout 2. Swing and a miss. Struck them out. That'll be the second strikeout for Zahn. And that will retire the side. No runs and a hit for the Rangers. They're down 2-1 here after 3. A loss here by the Rangers does not really do much as of yet. The Rangers have to lose every game the rest of the way. The Twins must win every game the rest of the way. We go to the top of the 4th. Once again, Jose Morales, a leadoff for the Twins. He got a single his first time up. 2-1 Twins. Rangers win. They're in the playoffs. Matlack, 8-1. Pitcher result. That's a 16. And against a righty, it's going to be a blank. Morales, 5-3. He'll hit a ground ball to short, handled by Harrelson. And Harrelson will throw it over for out number 1. Here's Weiniger. Weiniger is 0-for-1. Matlack with the deal. Matlack, 6-3. Strikeout. Got him. He'll get Weiniger. And that is the first strikeout for Matlack. He had 142 of them in 80. 2 down. Here's McCannon. McCannon is 0 for 1. Matlack looking in. Of course, John Matlack used to pitch for the Mets as well. Matlack, 6-1, strikeout 2, swing and a miss. Struck them out, and that'll retire the side. Second strikeout from Matlack. First time the Twins are retired in order. We go to the bottom of the 4th. I would like to let you guys know that another poll has closed, okay, for Inside Pitch Advanced. The next seasons that Chris is working on, 1975 is going to be the next Inside Pitch season, and he's going to try to do 1972 as well, because 1972 finished 1 vote back of 1975, and since pretty much the players are pretty much the same in both those years, he's going to try to do them both. So be on the lookout for 1972 and 1975. And I know 75 is going to be a year that will sell because a lot of people love that season. We go to the bottom of the 4th here. Twins lead 2-1. Al Oliver leads off for the Rangers. And, of course, my season selection show will be coming up in about a month. And whatever season wins there will also be the season he'll make for my next season to start on July, I believe it's July 6th. After the 1980 season is done. Zahn, 1-7 against the lefty. Strikeout, swing and a miss. Struck him out. He got Oliver. That's the 3rd K for Zahn. Good pitch by Zahn. Oliver goes down. Here's Bell. Bell had a bomb his first time up. Zahn will pitch. I'm trying to get Chris to do 1 season per month. I'm trying to. I know it's hard for him to do that. I'm trying to get him to do 1 season per month. Right now, he is actually doing that. Inside Pitch was released in November? Inside Pitch Advance was released in November, and we actually have 6 seasons for it. 25, 24, 84, 80, 78, and 64. So we actually have 6 seasons for it. So he is working hard to try to get Inside Pitch Advanced in there. Pitch from Zahn. 6-5 and strikeout 6, and that just missed. Bell, 6-5, and that's a base hit. He'll hit that one past third, and Bell has the second into the game. Next up is Zisk. Zisk is 0 for 1. Infield a double play. Bell had 3 steals, and he won't get one here. Zahn, 3-1 against the righty. It's a blank. Zisk, 5-8, and that's a ground ball to short. That's a 5, plus 1 is 6, plus 3 is 9. That's going to be a 6-4-3 double play, and the inning is over. No runs and a hit for the Rangers. They're down 2-1 after 4. I told Chris, I said, very simple for Chris. If you want Inside Pitch Advance to take off, you must get seasons out. You must get seasons out. We go to the top of the 5th. Twins have a 2-1 lead in this game. And Ron Jackson leads off for the Twins. He got a double and scored, and Reed got an extra base on an error. Matlack, 2-5, strikeout 3. He got Jackson. Matlack strikes out his 3rd consecutive batter, 1 down. And here's Rivera. Rivera's 0 for 1. Matlack with the deal. 1-8, error, foul, or grounder at the park. Arlington, 4-1, and that's a fly ball to right. That's an automatic out. It is a fly out to right. That won't be an error. That is going to be an out. Right fielder Zisk will make the catch for out number 2. And here's Ward. Ward 2 for 2, a single and a double. Matlack deals. Matlack, 7-2, walk 8, and that just missed. Ward, 6-2, that's a ground ball to third. Grabbed there by Buddy Bell. He'll take that one. He'll throw it over to first, and then the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Twins. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Looks like you're playing Atari Real Sports Football on a black and white TV. I remember doing that. I remember doing that, playing the Atari 2600 back in the day on a black and white TV. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Leading off for the Rangers will be John Ellis. Ellis is 0 for 1. Yeah, that game did rock at the time. I agree. That game did rock at the time. A lot of and let me tell you something. I don't care how cheesy everyone says. Okay, I love the game Combat. Combat with when you hit a tank, he spun a million times. Come on, that was the game to play. Zahn, 5-7, wild pitch. It's a blank. Ellis, 6-3, and a ground out to short. That'll be taken care of there by Smalley. Smalley throws the first for out number 1. Yep, the plane spinning in the air. Here's Roberts. Roberts is 0 for 1. And, of course, the greatest game of all time, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Oh. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Greatest Atari game ever. God. Zahn will pitch. Zahn, 5-4, strikeout. He got Roberts, struck him out. Another strikeout for Zahn. That's his 4th. Yep, joystick frustration at its finest. No game like E.T. like Extraterrestrial. Everybody bought it, and the game was so broken. Oh, my God. And those cartridges were not cheap back then. Here's Sample. Sample is 0 for 1. Midlife Crisis joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Zahn will deal. 5-1, walk, 12. That'll be too high. Sample, 4-8. It's an infield single to second base. Makinen is not going to get that. He's going to have to eat it, and Sample is safe. Infield single for Sample, and a chance now for Harrelson. Harrelson got a single his first time up. Strategy roll, and nothing on the 15. Sample stays at first. Zahn deals. Zahn, 2-4, error on a booted ball. Harrelson, 3-1. That's a ground ball to third. That ball is hit to Castino. His error rating is an 11. That is an 11. He boots it, and everyone's safe. That's going to be an E5. Runners will advance only 1 base. That's an error on Castino. First error on the Twins. They did not have an error in the game historically. And now a chance for Mick the Quick. Mickey Rivers is 0 for 2. River Raid was awesome. I liked Popeye. I loved Pitfall, of course. But how could you not like Berserk? You want to take your frustrations out? Turn on the game Berserk. Turn off the settings where the robots can't shoot at you, and just start blowing everything up and just have fun with it. Yep. Intruder alert, intruder alert. Come on, man. 1980s videos games, late 70s, early videos games was the bomb. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 3. Sample stays put. Zahn in a bit of a jam here in the bottom of the 5th. Zahn, 6-7, error on a booted ball. Rivers, 3-7, and against the lefty. That's a ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Ron Jackson. His error rating is an 11. That's a 7, and he boots the ball, and the bases are loaded. 2 straight errors. That's an E3. Second error on the Twins in the inning. And now a chance for Bump Wills. Zahn looking at his defense saying, does anybody here want to play some baseball? Wills is 0 for 2. Vortex, I know that game too. Yar's Revenge. So many great games from the Atari 2600. And then, of course, believe it or not, my all-time favorite Atari game. My all-time favorite Atari game. Of all the games I played on the Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, my all-time favorite game Star Raiders. I did receive Star Commander Class 1. Star Raiders, my all-time favorite Atari game. And I have the Atari stuff here from my PlayStation 5, and yes, I do play that. Bases loaded here for Bump Wills. Chance here for fans here at Arlington Stadium. Sample, Harrelson, Rivers, Zahn in a jam. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Fans here are excited. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 8. Zahn will deal. 8-4. That's at the park. Arlington Stadium. 1-1. And against the lefty, it's a base hit past third. Sample will score. Harrelson will score. Rivers holds at second base. Wills at first. 2 RBI single. Rangers take the lead 3-2. Stadium cheers. Yay! 2 RBI single for Bump Wills. Wow, when you give a team extra outs, you're liable to pay for it. Bump Wills gets a big-time hit, and now the batter is Oliver, and Zahn, looking into the dugout, says, man, what am I going to do here? My people behind me can't play defense. Still 2 outs, bottom of the 5th. Strategy roll. Nothing on there. Zahn will deal. Zahn, 3-3. That's at the park again. Arlington, 4-3. And that'll be a ground out to second base. That'll be handled by McCannon. And McCannon is going to throw to first to get Oliver. And that'll do it. 2 runs, 2 hits, 2 huge errors. And the Rangers have taken a 3-2 lead after 5. Now, you guys want to know the first computer I ever received? I received it for my bar mitzvah when I was 13 years old. If you guys are old enough to know what computer this was, you guys are old like I am. My dad got me for my bar mitzvah a Radio Shack TRS-80 Model 1. The Radio Shack Trash 80. Does anybody remember that one? Mr. GG joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Leading off for the Twins will be John Castino. He is 1 for 2 with a single. Yep, with the cassette tape to load the programs, yes. I had the Trash 80. At that time, it was an awesome computer with 4K RAM, and we updated it to 16K RAM. Black and white screen and all that. 4K RAM, the applications, the application EXE on your cell phone is higher than that. Matlack will pitch. Matlack, 7-2, walk 9, that will miss. Castino, 1-7, and that's hit to shortstop. That's going to be grabbed by Harrelson. He won't have a play. It's an infield single. So Castino gets a leadoff hit. And now the batter is Landro. Landro 1 for 2 with a single. No one ever need more than 64K kilobytes of memory. I remember that. I remember that statement. Castino on it first. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 10. He'll stay put. Rangers lead 3-2. A win by the Rangers. They're in the postseason. Twins have to win out, and the Rangers have to lose out. Matlack, 7-3. Strikeout. Got him. He got Landro. That is the 4th K for Matlack. And that's the first out. Next up is Smalley. Smalley 1 for 2 with a single, and he got picked off. Yep, the Tandy 1000. And does anybody remember the Texas Instruments computer? Does anybody remember that? The Texas Instruments computer and the game that was on it? What was it? The mountain climbing game. Oh, geez. What was the name? Alpine, I think it was named. I don't remember. The Radio Shack, the Texas Instruments computer. And I had the Commodore 64. That was one of the best computers I ever had. My favorite game on that computer, Silent Service, the submarine simulation. I loved playing that game. Castino on it first, strategy roll, nothing on the 11. Matlack will pitch. Matlack, 3-6, wild pitch. No, it's going to be a blank. Smalley, 5-4. That's powered into left field. That's a 7. And against the lefty, that's going to be a double. That's going to be a double to left. Well, let's score Castino 4-3, and no, he will hold. Castino holds at third base. Smalley hits one into left field. Smalley holds at second. And now the Twins got something going on. Runners at second and third. The batter is Morales. The infield will be in. Tying runners at third base. Matlack will pitch to Morales. The TI-83. I remember that too. Castino on at third. Smalley on at second. Matlack will pitch to Morales. Rangers have a 3-2 lead. Strategy roll. That's a 20. Morales is not bunting. He's swinging. Matlack will pitch. 8-6. Wild pitch. 19. No, he avoids it again. It's a blank. Morales. 2-8. And it's a fly ball to left field. Fly ball to left. That's an out number 2. That's a 6. It will fall under the sacrifice fly. Castino will come in. He will score. We're tied at 3. So the Twins get the run right back on a sacrifice fly by Morales. And they're now 2 outs. And now here's Weiniger. Weiniger is 0 for 2. This game is going back and forth. The Twins know what's at stake, and so do the Rangers here. A berth in the 1980 postseason, and the Rangers will be in. And we'll have all 6 teams in the American League in the postseason. The only thing we'll have to find out is seeding. Strategy roll. Nothing from Matt. Nothing happening. Matlack. 5-2. Again with the wild pitch, but this time it will be 1, and Smalley will go to third. A wild pitch by Matlack moves Smalley to third base, and we'll re-roll it. And nothing on the 16. Smalley now on at third base. Matlack will go ahead and pitch. Matlack, 6-7, strikeout, got him, and the inning is over. 5th strikeout for Matlack, but 1 run on 2 hits, a wild pitch, and a sacrifice fly. We go to the bottom of the 6th. We got a great game here. Yes, we do. We have a great game as well so far. You can sense playoff atmosphere in this matchup. You can definitely sense the playoff atmosphere in this game tonight. Bottom of the 6th. Leading off for the Rangers will be Buddy Bell. Bell is 2 for 2, a single and a bomb. Zahn, we will continue to pitch. Zahn, 7-3, walk, ball 4. He walked him, and the go-ahead runner's on first. That's the first walk. That's only the first walk given up by Zahn. He had 63 of them in 80. And now a chance for Zisk. Zisk is 0 for 2. Infield set for double play. Bell did have 3 steals, and he's not getting one here. Zahn will go ahead and pitch. Zahn, 6-7, error on a booted ball. Zisk, 3-5. Nope, that's going to be a fly ball to center. Kenny Landreau will come in a little bit and grab it. Here's Ellis. Ellis will bat. We're only in the 6th inning. Ellis is 0 for 2. Bell on it first, and he'll stay there. Nothing there for Ellis. He will swing away. Zahn, 2-2. That's a pitcher result. That's a 15 against a righty. It's going to be a blank. Ellis, 7-4. Deep fly ball to center, but it'll stay in the park. Another play for Landreau. He brings it down 2 away. And here's Roberts. Roberts is 0 for 2. Bell on it first, and nothing on the strat. Zahn will go ahead and pitch. Zahn, 5-1, walk, 19 will miss. Roberts, 8-5. That's a fly ball to left field this time. Gary Ward will get under that one. And he will grab it and end the inning. Nothing across except the walk. Tied at 3 after 6. We go to the 7th. John Matlack can pitch to 5 more batters before he tires. He will pitch. This is 1980, not 2026. Pete McCannon will lead off for the Twins. He is 0 for 2. McCannon is my second baseman for the Twins. And he actually has a better batting average than Wilfong. Better than Cubbage. So McCannon's going to stay out there. He will not be brought in for starter. McCannon will bat. Matlack will pitch. Matlack, 4-2, strikeout 8, too high. McCannon, 7-3. That's a grounder to first. Ellis will take care of that. And that'll be out number 1. Next batter is Jackson. Jackson is 1 for 2, doubled and scored. Jackson has 396 at-bats. He will bat. Matlack will pitch. Matlack, 3-8, error on a grounder. Jackson, 5-6. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to third this time. That ball is hit to Buddy Bell. His error rating is a 6. That's a 13. He won't make an error. Bell will throw it over and get the out. 2 down. Two outs. The next batter is Rivera. Macy, a pinch hitter for him. He is in right field. And they will, let's see. Hoskin Powell did not have any pinch hits against lefties. So Hoskin Powell is going to take over in right field. But we're going to bring in a pinch hitter for Rivera. At least I think we will. And they will, let's see, any pinch hits? Yeah, he does. Let's see who we're going to bring in here, who has pinch hits against lefties. And it is going to be Dave Edwards. Bamba Rivera coming out of the game, and Dave Edwards will come on to pinch hit. He has 5. 250 average, 2 homers, 20 RBIs. Dave Edwards, however, will not take over in right. Well, he could take over in right field, but Hoskin Powell is actually a little better. He could take over in right, but I'm going to use Hoskin Powell. So Hoskin Powell will come in and take over in right field. So timeout for a quick substitution, but Edwards is going to bat. 7-17 for B. Does make errors. So Dave Edwards will pinch hit against Matlack. Top of the 7th, 3-3 tie. Twins must win. Rangers a win and they're out. And Rangers win and they're in. Matlack, 6-7, strikeout 13. He got him, swing and a miss, struck him out, and the inning is over. That's a 6K from Matlack. 1, 2, 3, go the Twins. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we have a huge 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. I don't know yet what our game will be for October 3rd. We'll let you guys decide what game that'll be for tomorrow night, as we are getting close to ending the 1980 regular season. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Geoff Zahn can pitch to 3 more batters before retiring. He's going to stay out there. And leading off for the Rangers will be Billy Sample. Let's see. Sample is in center field. And do I want to bring in somebody else for that position? I got Jim Norris. He's not really a main starter. You know what? Sample's going to stay out. Sample's going to bat. Sample will bat. He is 1 for 2. Bottom of the 7th, a Ranger win, they're in. A Twins win, they're still alive. Zahn, Lake Effect Games joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Zahn, 1-6, it's a blank. Sample, 5-3. That's a line drive right to second. That'll be gloved by McCannon, and that'll be out number 1. 1 down, the batter is Harrelson. Harrelson will bat. He is 1 for 2, singled and reached on an error. Zahn with the pitch. Zahn, 8-2, it's a blank. Harrelson, 5-6, and there are no runners in scoring position. That should be an automatic out. Zahn, a 1-12, will keep it that way. That is a 3, and it will be an out. It'll be a ground ball to third. That'll be grabbed by Castino, and Castino throws to first for out number 2. First time we got the RISP. We got the RISP check. RISP runners in scoring. RISP check. Runner scoring position check. I got RISP check, I guess. So 2 outs. And now here's Mick the Quick. That's what you should call it, the RISP check, because that's exactly what it is. Rivers is 0 for 3, but he did reach on an error. Zahn will deal. Zahn, 2-4. Error on a booted ball. Rivers, 3-1. Base hit right past third. That'll be a single past Castino. Rivers will make it to first. There won't be a booted ball. That's the first hit for Rivers. And the batter is Wills. Zahn is now tired. He says he can do it. So Wills does have a light home run power. World's worst gamer joins us here at Arlington Stadium. Rivers definitely a threat to steal. Strategy, and he's not going. Zahn will pitch to Wills. Fans here at Arlington Stadium know what's at stake in this matchup. Zahn deals. Zahn, 2-6. Error on a grounder. Wills, 7-2. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to first base. That ball is hit to Jackson. His error rating is an 11. That's a 5, and that is going to be an error. And that could be a 1 or 2 base error. A 1-5. Rivers will get to third. He will. He will get to third. Wills has got the speed as well. He'll get to second, and runners advance. That is another error on Jackson. That's an E3. And that is the 3rd error on the Twins in this game. Holy cow. Runners at second and third, and Zahn just looking dumbfounded on the mound saying, "Come on here, guys." The next batter is Oliver. Zahn is tired. Oliver does have some home run power. And I really think you got Oliver, lefty on lefty. I think, and the problem is, though, it could be a base hit if he's tired. No, you got to yank him. That's going to be it for Zahn. He is done. The lovely Barbara joins us here at Arlington Stadium. That'll be it for Zahn. The Twins will go to the bullpen. They really have no choice. And coming on to pitch for the Twins, they really just need 1 out here. And they're going to bring on a lefty. And it's going to be Mike Kinnunen. No wins, no losses, no saves, but a 5.11 ERA. He did have 21 appearances. Mike Kinnunen, his job to get Oliver out. So Zahn leaves with a no decision, but could turn into an L. So Mike Noonan will come on to pitch to Oliver. 2 outs. Tied at 3, bottom of the 7th. 3 errors on the Twins. Not a good one for them. Mike Noonan going to try to get the job done. He's also pretty good with runners in scoring position. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 6th. Noonan will deal. Noonan, 7-5, strikeout 7. That just missed. Oliver is a 7, but -1 will make him a 6. Oliver, 6-1, and it's a ground ball to short. They'll get out of it. Smalley's got it, throws to first, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and the Twins are lucky it's still tied at 3 after 7. We go to the 8th. Matlack can pitch to 2 more batters before he tires. Gary Ward leads off. Ward does not do well against right-handed pitchers. And although Matlack has done a pretty good job, I think this is it for him. You got 2 righties and a lefty. He is not tired, though. This is the 8th inning. I think he comes out. That's going to be it for John Matlack. He is going to come out. The Rangers are going to go to the bullpen. They're going to bring on a righty here, and it's considered the late inning. So coming on to pitch for the Rangers will be Danny Darwin. Solid pitcher. 13 wins, 4 losses, 8 saves, a 2.63 ERA. So Matlack and Zahn both get a no decision for the game. And the pitcher will be Darwin. Darwin can pitch to 9. And Gary Ward, a 4.63 average, but he does not hit righties as well here. Matter of fact, he stinks against right-handed pitching. The question is, would I yank out Ward and bring in another player? 4.63, but a lot of those hits become outs against a righty. And I think I got to play this right. So I think that's going to be it for Ward. And Ward is in left field. And I think it will. And Sophie, I could bring in Sofield, and that's what's going to be. Gary Ward's going to come out of the game, and coming on to take over in left field will be Rick Sofield. 247 average, 9 homers, 49 RBIs, and 80. Sofield will take over in left field. He does have pinch hits against righties, so he will come in to bat. And he is a 5'13", 6C. So Rick Sofield will bat against Darwin here. Top of the 8th, tied at 3. Must-win game for the Twins. Twins must win out. Rangers must lose out. But a Ranger win here, and they're in the postseason. Darwin, 8-1, error, foul, grounder at the park. Arlington Stadium, 1-5. That's a base hit past short. That'll be a single for Sofield. He comes on and gets a hit. And he's on base. The next batter is Castino. He'll bat. Castino 2 for 3. Infield double play. Sofield really not a stealing threat. That's a 20. Castino gets the bunt. Castino does have home run power. He's got a 302 average. I'm going to call that off. Darwin will pitch. Darwin, 6-1, walk, 6, and that's ball 4. That was a good thing I did. Castino was about to bunt, but he says, no, I'll take the pitch. And now the go-ahead runs at second base. Darwin had 43 walks in 80, and now a chance for Landro. Landro is 1 for 3. A chance here for the Twins. Top of the 8th, tied at 3. Strategy. Nothing on the 11. Darwin. 7-2 against the lefty. Walk. 15 is too high. Landro. 7-2. And Landro's going to put the Twins ahead. That's going to be a double into right field. Sofield will score. Castino. 4-6 and a double to right. He will hold. Castino holds at third. Landro holds at second. Twins take a 4-3 lead. Stadium groans. RBI double by Landro puts the Twins ahead. And now here's Smalley. Smalley 2 for 3, a single and a double. Infield is going to play. Do you maybe walk him and pitch to Morales? Morales does hit into double plays. They've already taken the lead. I think you do intentionally walk Smalley here in this case. It might not be a bad idea, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to intentionally walk Smalley, set up for corners, set up for an infield in for a chance at a double play at the plate. They're going to intentionally walk him, and I do not count intentional walks against the batter, so that'll move that. Now the batter is Morales. Morales is going to hit with a 303 average. Bases loaded. Infield is in. Actually, they're going to go corners in. Rob Jokes joins us here at Arlington Stadium. So bases are loaded now. Now corners in. They're going to try for a double play, hit the second or short. If it's hit to first or third, the player's at the plate. Castino, Landro, Smalley on base. Twins lead 4-3. Darwin trying to get out of the jam. There's still nobody out. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 5. Darwin will deal. Darwin, 8-2. Strikeout 12. No. Morales, 1-2. And that's going to be, and there are runners in scoring. That's a wrist check, but there are runners in scoring position. That's going to be an automatic out, and it's going to be a fly ball to center field. Fly ball to center for out number 1. Morales sacrifice fly of 12. That's a 7. Castino will come in. He will score. It's 5-3 Twins. Stadium groans. Sacrifice fly to center. And now the batter is Weiniger. But they do get an out. Infield now with double play depth. Weiniger is 0 for 3. Twins historically won this game 6-3. And now they have a 5-3 here lead in the top of the 8th. Landro on at second, Smalley on at first. Strategy rolls are still active. Nothing on the 17. Darwin will deal. Darwin, 7-8. Strikeout. Got him. Just got Weiniger. And that is a big K for Darwin, 2 down. If the Rangers win tonight, they are in. If the Twins win, they have to win out the rest of the year, and the Rangers have to lose out the rest of the year. The reason why, if the Twins and Rangers tie with the same record, the Twins have the better board record. The Twins, are 5-1 on the board. The Rangers are 2-4 on the board. There is no way the Rangers are going to catch the Twins in board record. So that's the first tiebreaker. The Twins can win out. The Rangers can lose out. The Twins will get in. I don't do game 163s. Landro on at second. Smalley on at first. 2 outs from McCannon. McCannon is 0 for 3. He'll bat. Fans here at Arlington Stadium. Landro sets in here. He's at second. Smalley at first. Darwin, strategy roll. Nothing on the 1. Darwin deals. Darwin, 5-3. Strikeout. 14 is too high. Just missed it. McCannon, 6-2. Ground ball to short. That'll be handled by Harrelson. He's going to throw to second to get Smalley, and that will end the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, and a sacrifice fly. The Twins now have a 2-run lead going in the bottom of the 8th. The Twins are 5 games back of the Rangers for 3rd place. Actually, for 2nd place. The Rangers are actually in 2nd. Oakland has already clinched a playoff berth. They have 86 wins, but they're percentage points behind the Rangers. The Oakland Athletics played 159 games at this time. The Rangers played 156. They got a couple of doubleheaders. They have some doubleheaders here. Bottom of the 8th inning, and leading off for the Rangers will be Buddy Bell. Kanunin coming out of the game. Twins will go to a righty. And let's see who they're going to go with. And they're going to go with Doug Corbett. Why not? 8 wins, 6 losses, 23 saves, a 1.98 ERA. You got to bring in Corbett now. So Kanunin has a chance to get the win. And Corbett coming on to try to get a 6-out save. So here's Doug Corbett. And he will pitch to Bell. Corbett can pitch to 9 batters, too. That's not bad. So Corbett will pitch to Bell. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Twins. Corbett, 4-4, strikeout, got him. He gets Bell, first strikeout there. He had 89 Ks in 1980. Next batter is Zisk. Zisk is 0 for 3. Pitch from Corbett. Corbett, 8-4, walk. And that'll miss. Zisk, a 1-5, that's powered into right field, and that's powered into right field, and against a righty, that will be an automatic. That's a 4. He's a righty, and that's going to be an automatic out. It'll be a grounder to second base, taken care of by McCannon, and he'll throw to first for out number 2. 2 men down. The next batter is Ellis. We may see a pinch hitter for him, and we will. Ellis coming out of the game and coming on to pinch hit and take over at first base will be Pat Putnam. 263 average, 13 homers, 55 RBIs. Putnam will take over at first, so Ellis is out. So now Putnam is in, and he is a 4.8. He's better than Ellis, much better. So Pat Putnam will pinch hit, and he does have pinch hits against righties. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th, 5-3 Twins. Corbett, 8-4, walk, 16 is high. Putnam, an 8-7, and that's a fly ball to right field. And that's going to be grabbed by Hoskin Powell, who took over in right. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Corbett. 5-3 Twins after 8. We go to the 9th. Got a great crowd for tonight's game, I see. Really. Must be nothing on TV. Got a great crowd for tonight's game. Rangers lead 5-3. Twins lead 5-3. Top of the 9th. And it will be Ron Jackson leading off for the Twins. He is 1 for 3. Darwin will pitch to him. Although Darwin did not do very well in that inning. But he'll pitch righty on righty. And then we'll probably see a lefty against Powell and Sofield. Darwin deals. 8-1, error, foul, grounder at the park. Arlington Stadium. 4-3, that is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to second. That ball is hit to Bump Wills. His error rating is a 5. That's an 11. Wills will take care of it. And he'll toss it over to first for the out. That'll bring up the new right fielder, Hoskin Powell. 262 average, 6 homers, 35 RBIs. Darwin coming out. He is done. And the Rangers are going to bring on a lefty. And they're going to go ahead and bring out John Henry Johnson. 2 wins, 2 losses, 4 saves, a 2.33 ERA. Darwin leaves with the L. And Johnson coming in to pitch. He can pitch to 6. So John Henry Johnson will pitch to Powell. Powell will stay in there. 5-3 in favor of the Twins. Johnson deals. Johnson, 8-7, strikeout, no. Powell, an 8-4, and that's going to be an auto out. It'll be a ground ball to short, but Harrelson will take care of that, and that's the second out. And now here's Sofield. Sofield got a single his first time up, coming in for Gary Ward. Johnson, he will deal. Johnson, 5-8, wild pitch. It's a blank. Sofield, 2-5. That's an infield single to short. Harrelson will come in, but he won't have a play. And Sofield is safe. Sofield has the second hit of the ball game. A big insurance run at first base. Here's Castino. Castino was 2 for 3, 2 singles and a walk. Johnson will pitch to him. 2 men out, top of the ninth. Twins lead 5-3. Rangers trying to keep this where it is. Johnson will go ahead. Strategy rolls are off. Pitcher versus batter. Johnson deals. Johnson, 3-7, walk, 12. That's too high. Castino, 4-6, and it's another infield single to short. Harrelson will get it, but he won't have a play. Everybody is safe. Another base hit for Castino. That's his third. And now here's Landro. Landro, 2 for 4, a single and a double. They talked to Johnson on the mound real quick. Now they'll settle in here. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Fans here at Arlington Stadium hoping Johnson can keep it where it is. Landro the batter. Johnson deals. Johnson, 6-8, error on a booted ball. Landro, 4-1. That is a ground ball. It's a ground ball to Johnson, but his error rating is a 0. He won't make an error. He's got it. Throws to first, and the inning is over. No runs, 2 hits for the Twins. We go to the bottom of the ninth. But will we see some ninth inning magic? Doug Corbett, he will pitch. It's the bottom of the order for the Rangers. Dave Roberts leading off. And Roberts is a catcher. I got Jim Sundberg, and Roberts is coming out of the game. Coming on to pinch hit for the Rangers will be Jim Sundberg. He does have 1 pinch hit against righties, and I'll use it here. And he's going to take over at catcher. 273 average, 10 homers, 63 RBIs. Doug Corbett will pitch to Sundberg. Corbett will deal. By the way, all you talking about hockey, all 31 NHL teams are all very happy that my Florida Panthers will not make the postseason. I know they're all very happy. Of all the teams, they don't want to be in the playoffs. It's my Panthers because they're not going to get their asses beat, and that's fine. No problem. My Panthers need a break. I'll just take my 2 Stanley Cups and have a drink out of each one of them. Here's Corbett. Corbett, 7-1 against the righty. Strikeout 12. And no, that just missed. Sundberg, 2-7. And there are no runners. And that's a wrist check. That's a runner position check. That's a single pass first. But Corbett, a 1-6 will turn that into an out. That is a 3, and it's being a grounder right back to Corbett. Corbett's got it, throws to first for the out. Corbett himself turns a single past him into an out. 1 down, and now here's Sample. Sample is 1 for 3. He'll bat. Can't hear what the haters are saying because he got 2 Stanley Cup rings plugging your ears. Yep, that's what Patrick Waugh would say. Yeah, what happened to Panthers this year? Injuries. We have an excuse. Plus, Barkov was hurt, and that really made a difference. Corbett, 3-6. Strikeout, 13 is high. Sample, 6-4. It's a grounder to second base, taken care of by McCannon. And that'll be out number 2. And the last chance for the Rangers will be Bud Harrelson. Harrelson is 1 for 3, singled and reached on an error. Corbett, yeah, but the Leafs aren't going to make the postseason, though. The Oilers will, but I don't see Toronto making the playoffs. Corbett, what a disappointing year they had, too. Corbett will pitch. Corbett, 3-7 against the switch left. It's a blank. Harrelson, 6-6. It's a ground ball to short. That'll be grabbed by Smalley. He's got it. Pumps once, pumps twice. Throws to first. That's your game. The Twins will beat the Rangers 5-3. They stay alive. Stadium groans. You screwed over my lead. Oh, come on. The Twins go ahead and get a 5-3 win over the Rangers. They stay alive, but they have another game to play, a doubleheader here tonight. But the Twins will get the win. They'll go to 80 and 77. The Rangers drop to 85 and 72. A big win for the Twins. They stay alive, at least for now. Final line score coming up. For the Twins, 5 runs, 14 hits, and 3 errors. They actually committed 3 errors and still won the game. For the Rangers, 3 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The winning pitcher is Mike Kununen. He actually gets the win. Danny Darwin the loss, and Doug Corbett will get the save. So a victory here for the Twins, but they still need to win again in the second game of the doubleheader today, so we're not done. 10-minute ticker is next. So the Twins stay alive, and they're now 6-1 on the board, by the way, with that victory. So there is no way the Rangers cannot tie the Twins at all. They cannot tie the Twins. It is now time for the 10-minute ticker. Powered by FastScore Baseball. Not every team was in play today on October 2nd, but the Twins will get a 5-3 win. We'll get to the second game of that doubleheader later. Let's do the games that don't matter. Toronto at Boston. Blue Jays, 235. That will be 3. Red Sox, 924. That is also 3, and they'll go to extras. Blue Jays roll a 3, plus 1 is 4. Boston rolls a 4, plus 1 is 5. That'll be a win for the Red Sox. Seattle at Kansas City. Royals magic number is 3 to clinch the 1 seed in the American League. Let's see here. Mariners, 10-26, and that's 3. Royals, 12-13, that is 1. And the Royals are going to stay at 3. Let's see. Next up, Cubs and the Phillies. Cubs, 9-25, that is 3. Phillies, 10-44, that is 5. That'll be a win for the Phils. The Phils cannot do any better than the number 2 seed. The Astros have wrapped up the league. Now, let's see here. Braves and the Astros? No, Oakland and the White Sox. Oakland and the White Sox. With the Rangers losing, a win here by the Athletics, they take over second place. In the division, Texas drops to 3rd. That makes a difference because the Athletics would now have the 4 seed. So Oakland and the White Sox. Does Oakland take second? Athletics, 10-51. That is 5. White Sox 114, that is 0. And right now, at least for now, the Oakland Athletics have moved into second place in the American League West. Now, Tigers and the Yankees. The Yankees, they are the American League East champions. With the Royals losing, the Yankees have a chance to get a little closer to try to get the number 1 seed in the American League. The Tigers, however, with Texas losing, the Tigers get a little closer to the Rangers to get the 5 seed. The 5 seed means you have home field for the first wild card game. Tigers and the Yankees. Jack Morris versus Ron Guidry. What a game. Tigers 11-23. That is 3. Yankees 15-12. That is 1. And the Tigers get a little closer to the 5 seed, and the Yankees cannot gain a game on the Royals. Their magic number now goes down to 2 for home field in the American League. Braves and the Astros. The Atlanta Braves their magic number is 3 to clinch the 3 seed. Montreal is right behind Atlanta. This would be a huge win for the Braves. The Astros have already clinched home field throughout. Atlanta, 755. That is 6. Astros, 932. That is 3. And the Braves, their magic number is 2 to clinch the 3 seed. Now, Minnesota at Texas, Dodgers and the Giants. We'll do Minnesota and Texas first. The Minnesota Twins, they beat the Rangers in game 1. They must win game 2. Rangers win, they are in the postseason. Do the Rangers clinch? Twins, 653. That is 5. Rangers, 832. That is 3. The answer is no. Minnesota won both. And they are still alive. The Twins stay alive. And they now have 81 wins. Now, Dodgers and the Giants. Dodgers and the Giants. The Reds are already playoff eligible. The Dodgers are 79 and 79. The Reds, however, have the tiebreaker. The Reds are 7-1 on the board in this year. The Dodgers are 4-5. The Dodgers cannot catch the Reds in a tiebreaker. A loss here, there is no way the Dodgers will lose in the tiebreaker. A loss by the Dodgers, the Reds are in the postseason. The Reds were 11 games under 500 at one point. They have gone on a 21-8 streak the last 29 games. Dodgers must win. Giants would love to beat them. Golds and blue. Dodgers, Giants. Do the Dodgers stay alive or the Reds going to the playoffs? Dodgers 361. That is 5. Giants 742. That is 4. The Dodgers stay alive. What an important 10-minute ticker. The Reds still do not clinch. The Dodgers stay alive. Holy cow. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Now we got to choose a game for October 3rd. You got Minnesota at Kansas City. We just did the Twins. The Reds do not play tomorrow night. The Dodgers are home against the Astros. I think that's the game we got. Well, no, the Reds do play. They play Atlanta. The Reds do play. They play Atlanta. We just did Minnesota, so we'll let the ticker decide that. We just did Texas. What ticket? It's got to be between Atlanta and the Reds or the Astros and the Dodgers. Cincinnati, Atlanta is double important. Yeah, because a win by the Braves and a loss by the Expos, they clinched the 3 seed. I guess we got to do Atlanta and Cincinnati, don't we? Yeah. Reds, Cincy, Atlanta, Reds. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do that one. Tomorrow night, we will be back at Riverfront Stadium. The Atlanta Braves taking on the Cincinnati Reds. Tommy Boggs will be pitching for the Braves, and Mario Soto going for the Reds. A Reds win, they're in. A Braves win and an Expo loss. The Braves clinched second place and clinched the 3 seed. What will happen tomorrow night? Braves and the Reds. Only 3 days left in the 1980 season. Be there or be square. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out the turnstiles. Subscribe if you've not done so. Make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Minnesota Twins pull it out of their ass and win it tonight 5-3. They win both games of the doubleheader. The Twins are still alive, at least for one more night.